So find a comfortable seated position and move the flesh from the sit bones. Sit tall. Close your eyes. And take a few moments in that transition period, just shifting from whatever it was you were doing this morning to coming here on the mat and settling in. And with the eyes closed, begin to observe the feeling inside the body. So we're going to start with the crown of the head and just do a little body scan, moving down from the crown through the forehead, just observing the eyes, ears, maybe the brain, and into the nostrils, the sinuses, the cheeks, jaw, the tongue, the teeth. And into the sides of the neck and the front and back. And tops of the shoulders. And down through the arms. To the hands and to the fingers. And coming back to the neck, just moving down into the front and back of the chest. Feeling the rib cage, the lungs, the heart. And then down towards the diaphragm. And then all the internal organs, organs of digestion, noticing the abdomen, the musculature there, and middle and lower back. Down into the hips and pelvis. And then down through the legs, maybe paying extra attention to the knees, onto the feet and the ankles and the toes. And then just taking that information, whatever came forward for you, maybe it was a specific spot or just a general overview. We'll begin to deepen our breath from here. So fill the chest first. So the breath comes in through the nostrils, chest expands, then rib cage, then belly. And on the exhalation, lifting really from the pelvic floor, but belly, ribs, and chest. So a few rounds here of diaphragmatic breathing, starting from the chest down, just following the natural pattern of breath as it enters the body. And then from the belly back up and out. And notice if the inhale is easier or the exhale is easier, or maybe you're balanced. And begin to apply the Ujjayi sound, that gentle ocean wave or whisper type sound to the breath. This helps to narrow the passage of air so that as it comes in, it heats and warms the breath. And the Ujjayi helps to slow it down. So now beginning to deepen the breath, or the length of the breath, to a comfortable pace where the inhale and the exhale are the same length. Samavriti. Good. 2 more full breaths here, please. And there's no rush, but when you're ready, we'll join the hands in front of the heart. In prayer position, let the thumbs touch the sternum, bow the head to the hands. And today we're going to be working with opening up the side bodies and finding the space that allows us to gain a deeper breath. That whether it's a physical contraction or maybe a mental thought process that contracts us, or even an emotional or spiritual contraction. In yoga, we wish to create as much space as possible, and that in that space, fill that with breath, which carries prana, the life force energy. And so if there's any part of your body, maybe that you found during the body scan that felt a little contracted or closed off, we'll bring that into the intention here to give it a little more attention. But also just using this practice in general to create room and space in the body and to feel the difference between that expanded state and the contracted state. So if there's anything in your life right now that's asking you either to expand or become aware of places in which you are contracted, please bring that into your intention now. And then place these in your heart, surrounded with unconditional love. And we'll begin with the chant of Om 3 times. Remember that Om has the pattern of A, O, and M. And the A we want to feel vibrating in the lower portion of the spine, O in the middle portion, and M in the upper portion. So deep inhale in. And then a long exhale out. Good, another deep inhale in. And just gently lower your chin to your chest, release your hands to your knees. And inhale, tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest. And inhale, tilt your left ear to your left shoulder. And just go back and forth. So perhaps more than any other part of the body, we can really feel contraction in the neck and upper back. I think that most people would agree that at least at some point in their lives, they felt tension in this area of the body. And so as you move back and forth, just really observe where are those contractions happening. Maybe the muscles have been chronically contracted and it feels like it may take forever to open up space there. But we understand through our practice and through repetition that we can create some change through our dedication and our practice. So even just here, going back and forth a few times, notice the shift that happens on the side that has more sensation. And take note, is it the right? Is it the left? Our body has a tendency to do these crisscross patterns, where maybe it's our right neck that's tight, but our left shoulder, and then maybe our right hip, but our left knee. Just a few more back and forth. Remember that dynamic movement is very helpful for releasing chronically contracted areas. Good. And then bring your head back to neutral. Take your time to get there. There's no rush. And just roll your shoulders a few times. Just roll them back. And notice here too, is there any crunching? Any areas that feel like, oh, it's been a little closed off for a while, hasn't had some breath or some prana. And then go in the other direction, because sometimes we can feel it just a little differently when we go in the other direction. Okay. And then just soften the shoulders for a moment. Feel some warmth rush in there. So that helps to clean and clear out. We're going to come into child's pose, but with our hands on our sacrum. So just starting here, knees slightly wide, toes touch behind you, sit bones to heels, hands onto the sacrum to start. So one hand can grab the other wrist. So the shoulders are drawing slightly away from the ears, forehead into the mat. Feel some grounding. Feel the spine sinking a little deeper towards the earth. Just give in to gravity. Return to that Ujjayi breathing with an even inhale, even exhale. Same pattern, chest, ribs, belly, exhaling, belly, ribs, chest. One more here. Good. Now standing on your knees, bring your right arm up and over your head. Lift and lengthen through that lateral, so really open up the right side. Now push the hand away and turn your right cheek into the mat, navel to the spine as you come down. Other side. Inhale, stand on the knees. Left arm's going to lift up, opening up the left lateral, and then turn your left cheek into the mat as the hand goes back to the sacrum. Inhale, right arm again. Extending through the side body, through the core. Exhale, hand to sacrum, cheek to mat. Inhale, left arm up. Extending. Exhale, hand to sacrum and cheek to mat. So keep going, inhaling, exhaling at your own pace with your breath count. And just notice through repetition, is there any changes happening? Any positive space that's being created, or a release of some tension or contraction? One more on the right, one more on the left. And there's a slight back bend there as the arm reaches over the head. So we're also opening the front body. And then when you get to that last one, bring the forehead into the mat and now reach the arms over the head. Down to the floor in traditional child's pose, fingers in a finger stand, lift the inner palm. Let the heart dip towards the earth. Actively draw the tips of the shoulder blades down your back and then release your palms flat. Feel the length along the side bodies. Still notice if one is tighter than the other. And now we're going to reach your right arm longer than your left. Plant the hand and stay there. Breathe deeply into the right side. And then walk your left hand longer than your right. Plant it. Feel that traction there. And then both hands equally long. Still hug the shoulder blades down your back. Good. And then hands under the shoulders, roll up to sitting on your heels. And we're just going to sit tall here on the heels for a moment. Fingertips towards the floor. Inhale, the left arm is going to lift up and walk your right hand out. Plant the hand to the floor. Let the left hip bow slightly. Left rib cage bowing out to the side as well. And then rotate your pinky finger, your top pinky finger down toward the floor. And then draw the head of the shoulder into the socket. So we want to stabilize the shoulder and now work on extending the length through the lateral. Send your breath deeply into the rib cage. Maybe you feel it in the shoulder, the ribs, maybe all the way down into the hip. Just depends on where you're holding your tension today. Keep softening your right ear towards your right shoulder. One more breath. Now lift up with the left arm, come back up into that seated position, and just take a moment to feel the difference between the right side and the left. Just taking notice of that space and length, letting it integrate into the body. So now fingertips down, we're going to walk the left hand out, ground through that palm, and take the right arm up and over the head. And now bow into that rib cage, into the hip. Head is relaxed. Rotate that pinky finger down toward the floor and draw the head of the shoulder deeper into its socket. Now the rest of the work is really being done here through the breath. So see how much space you can create. Good. 2 more. Ujjayi breathing. And then lift with that top arm, slowly come back up. And once again, just sit with a tall spine and feel the shifts in the body. Sometimes we don't even realize how contracted we've become. And then we're just going to open up the front body a little bit here too. So laterals and back bends have some relationship. So fingertips behind you, point them towards your toes, and then press down into the palms and lift the heart. And expand through that front body. Just feel all that space and length. Tops of the shoulders opening up, the heart, even that whole front abdominal area. Notice the contraction in the back body supports the opening of the front. One more here. And then once again, we're going to roll off those fingertips. Sit tall and just feel how the body responds. Okay, so we're going to come into Dolphin Variation of Down Dog today. So elbows to the mat, wrap the hands around the middle part of the arms, and either interlace your fingers and press your forearms down, or spread your palms wide with your forearms parallel. Tuck the back toes under and lift the sit bones up and back for Dolphin Variation of Down Dog. Now, you can treat it like your down dog if you want to bend one knee and press the other heel down. And then switch. And as you alternate back and forth, just notice, again, maybe we start off a little tighter, and then through that repetition, we begin to find more space. Good. And then find the feet hip distance apart, toes turned in slightly, heels out. Roll the inner thighs in and back. Allow the sit bones to spread. Draw the navel in and up under the rib cage so that you have support there for the core. Head and neck is relaxed.
Keep pressing down through the forearms to create space in the shoulders. So we don't want to sink into those shoulder joints. We want some room there. And then again, that Ujjayi breathing, chest, ribs, belly on inhale, belly, ribs, chest on exhale. So I love this variation because it really helps to stabilize the shoulders, keeps the heart open. And we get a similar sensation to downward facing dog, similar benefits. But there is something to be said about those laterals being completely open. So now bring your knees to the floor, take your sit bones to your heels. We're going to do embryo for a moment. So back of the hands toward the heels, just round the upper back and let everything soften. Maybe feel some warmth melt through the shoulders. Breathe into the back of the heart, one more breath. And then traditional down dog. We'll come into tabletop position. Lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up, exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So same alignment principles in the legs and feet as we had for dolphin. In the upper body, you want to roll your shoulder heads away from your ears and squeeze your inner elbows toward one another. Press down firmly through the web of the index and thumb and let the head and neck relax. Now, keep pressing into the hands and into the feet and see if you can lift your hips just a little higher. And notice how subtly the side bodies begin to open. And we could take that a little deeper by bringing the feet together, turn the toes to the left, bend both knees, and in that little bit of a twist, feel the left side body open. And then do that on the other side. So turn the toes to the right, keep the feet together, bend the knees, and then feel that whole right side open. And now come back to center and still feel that lateral length as you press deeply into the hands and feet. Good. Rising onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, look at your hands, step forward to your fingertips, and just open your feet hip distance apart. Keep a little micro bend in your knee. Hands onto the back of the hips, and slowly rub the hands down the back of the legs, and just give that little bit of massage to those hamstrings, area where we tend to get really tight. Get another place that likes to contract. Just in a little bit of a self-massage here. Good, and then holding on to the back of the calves, hug your chest just a little closer to your thighs. And now straighten your right leg and bend into your left knee. Head and neck is relaxed. Just notice that sensation. Bend into your right knee and straighten your left. Okay, do it again. Bend into your left, straighten your right. Let your upper body soften even more. Give in. And then repeat it on the other side. And now you can either keep that micro bend in the knee or move towards straight legs, but wrap your hands around one another so that you're just hanging from the elbows. And feel that traction of the heaviness of the arms helping, again, to open up the side body. So in this case here, it's okay to let those shoulders soften up by the ears, at least for just a moment. As you feel gravity pull on the weight of the body, pull the heaviness, the density out. Watch the tendency to want to start sinking in the heels, so come forward just a little bit in the balls of the feet. 2 more breaths, Ujjayi. And then hands come down to the floor, fingers in a finger stand, and pull your chest away from your thighs. So it feels like monkey pose. You're drawing the tips of the shoulder blades down your back. You're letting your sternum move forward away from the pubic bone. And then exhale, bend the knees, soften into the legs. Fingers stay in a finger stand. Do it again. Inhale, pull away. So really reaching with the torso, using the strength of the back body and the core here. Exhale, navel in, sink and soften. We've just got one more like this, please. Inhale, pull away. Create as much room as you can. So not just the spine, but can you feel in the legs and the arms, everything opening. And then exhale and melt. Arms reach out wide, press equally into both feet, and slowly come all the way up to standing, lifting the arms over the head, palms touch. And then exhale, arms by your side, and just take a moment to feel all that sensation. Maybe already you can feel that you might be standing a little taller than before, a little more spacious. One more breath here, resting. And we'll come to the front of our mats for Surya Namaskara. So Sun Salutation A. Inhale, the arms reach up. Lift and lengthen through your core. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to monkey pose. Flat back, hands on the shin or floor, but crown away from sit bones. And then exhale, step back to plank position. So first round, we're going to modify the vinyasa. Bring knees to floor. Squeeze the elbows tight into your side till your belly touches. Tops of the feet ground. Inhale, halfway up for cobra. So pubic bone on the floor, low ribs on the floor. Exhale, navel up and back, downward facing dog. So 5 full breaths here in down dog. And again, really concentrating on that breath. So chest, ribs, belly, belly, ribs, chest. And stretching the breath into the sides of the ribs. Keep lifting up through that tailbone so the side bodies are long. One more full breath. And rise onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop forward. Inhale right into monkey pose, so flat back. And then exhale and forward fold. Inhale, arms out wide. Press into the feet. Lift all the way to the top, palms touch. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Again, inhale, reach. Open up that front body. Exhale, fold, navel in. Inhale, monkey pose. Hands on shin or floor, flat back. Exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. This time, if you want to leave knees lifted, chaturanga. If the knees are lifted, roll over the toes into upward facing dog. And then exhale, navel up and back. Downward facing dog. We're going to take those 5 full breaths. Ujjayi breathing. Keep seeking out the areas in the body that feel tight and let the breath reach in there. And then you finish the last one, come out of the balls of your feet, bend your knees, look at your hands, step or lightly hop your feet forward. Inhale to monkey pose, use that space. And then exhale and fold. Inhale, arms out wide, lift and rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, plank position. Knees lowered or lifted, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog, 5 full breaths. Again, through that repetition, begin to notice how each time you go into it's just a little easier or at least a little more familiar to the body. One more full breath here. Balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop forward. Inhale to monkey pose, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift and rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Again. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, plank position, chaturanga your way. Knees lowered or lifted. Inhale, cobra if the knees are down. Up dog if the knees are up. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths. So one of the benefits of these sun salutations, in addition to the repetition, is the warmth that it starts to bring into the body, preparing us for those other postures that we're about to do so we can do them safely. So we don't want to practice in a cold room, but we don't necessarily have to practice in a warm room because we're going to use our internal body heat. And then that gives us a more true sense of what we're using and what's happening. It's easier for us to actually feel it. Last breath. Balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop forward. Inhale to monkey pose, flat back. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, lift and rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Just one more, traditional 5. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, step or hop back to plank. Chaturanga your way. And we'll meet in downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Notice if you can feel any of the changes that's happened from the repetition. Keep thinking about space, so when we start to fatigue or get tired, that's when we want to start sinking in those joints. So engage so you can reach up out of them. Balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop forward. Inhale to monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. And then either keep the hands to the heart or bring them down by your side. And just rest for a few moments in standing mountain pose and just feel what's changed through the sun salutations. So we take these rests to consolidate the effects of the practice. Now slow the breath back down. See if you can follow that pattern. Chest, ribs, belly. Exhaling belly, ribs, and chest. Returning to Ujjayi breathing. We'll step back to the front of our mats. Big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up, palms touch, and exhale, forward fold. So step your left leg back, and we're just going to flip the mat over if you need extra padding under your knee, and lower the left knee to the floor. Inhale, press down into the earth, bring both arms up and over the head, and exhale the right hand down to the thigh. Inhale the left arm as long as you can and really open up through that lateral, and then exhale, sink into the lunge and let the fingertips reach towards the floor. Now, as you inhale, come back up, tuck the tailbone in, lift the lower belly again, concentrate on the expansion of the left lateral, and then exhale and sink into the lunge.
And 3 more like that, please, with your breath. Inhale, chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. How much prana can you get into those areas that maybe were closed off before? Now, on this last one, we're going to inhale all the way up and fill that left lung. And then exhale, squeeze from your abdomen, pull the elbow over and set it on top of your thigh. Fist with your bottom hand, cup with your top, or hands in prayer. Coming into a spinal twist, you can lean into the lunge a little bit if you'd like, but keep that navel drawing towards the back body, rotating it to the right. Each inhale, you may unwind a little bit. Each exhale, as you draw everything in, you might squeeze and rotate a little bit. Now, if you feel like going a little stronger, you can tuck those back toes under, straighten that back leg. We're just wringing out that digestive system. Breathe deeply here. And then on your last breath here, unwind fingertips to the floor. No matter whether you had the leg extended or knee down, we're going to step that back foot forward and come into standing forward fold. Inhale to monkey pose. Create length in the spine first. And then exhale and forward fold over the legs again. Step the right leg back. And now here too, on this side, we're going to flip that mat over. Inhale, both arms reach up as you reach down into the earth for support. Exhale the left hand to the thigh. Inhale the right arm up and really open up through that side body. And now exhale, sink into the lunge. Fingers reach, they don't have to touch. Inhale, come up. Tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts. Exhale, sink, soften towards the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Last one. Now, once again, as you come up, fill that right lung with as much space and breath as you can. And now pull that elbow over, set it on top of the thigh, prayer spinal twist, fist with the right hand, cup with the top, or hands in prayer, and then rotate the navel to the left. Keep reaching down through that bottom elbow so there's space in your shoulders. Breathe deeply here. So each inhale, make sure both lungs fill with breath. Each exhale, as you hug everything towards the center, you might be able to twist a little deeper. Now, last few, if you want to tuck the back toes under, make that a little stronger. Extend out through that back leg. Hug the muscle to the bone so we're not sinking in the joints. And make sure you can maintain the breath. Relax some of the effort. So no strain, no stress. And then no matter what position you're in, bring fingertips to the floor. You're going to step that back foot forward. And we'll all meet together in standing forward fold. Last one here. Inhale to monkey pose. Create the room, the space first. And exhale, forward fold. This time we're going to step the left leg back into high lunge. So you're going to keep the back toes tucked under, back knee lifted off the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs toward the midline, and when you feel stable, bring both arms up for high lunge position. Interlace your fingers, take your index and your thumb up, and we're going to bend towards our right leg. So lean over to your right, letting the left lateral or left side body open up. Breathe strongly into that side. Again, notice where the sensation is. All that space and length. And then come back to center, bring your fingertips to the floor. Now we're going to shoot the right leg all the way up in the air and open up the hips. So stack right hip over left. And then you can feel how the lateral wants to sink in that left side. So equal out the hands, equal out the shoulders. Breathe deeply here. Bend the knee, draw the heel to the glute. Feel the tailbone absorbing into the body, lift the lower belly. All that space and length. One more. Now lengthen that right leg straight up in the air again. Rotate the hips to square. Bring your right knee into your chest, and we're going to lunge that foot forward to the fingertips. Spin the back foot flat for warrior two. So front heel lines up with the arch of the back foot. Come up through warrior one. Open hip and shoulder to the left for warrior two. And we're going to move in and out dynamically here. Inhale nice and long. Exhale, right forearm to the thigh. Left arm up and over the head. But we're going to go back into reverse warrior two. So inhale, back hand to thigh. Turn and look at that right palm, reverse warrior two. Repeat that again. Exhale, right forearm down to the thigh. Left arm up and over the head. Inhale, reverse warrior two. Back hand to thigh. Turn and look at the right palm. Good. Again, just opening up those side bodies. Right forearm down, left arm up and over the head. Inhale, reverse it. Two more with your breath, please. Notice the repetition. Is there any difference coming in? And last one. On this last one, we're going to go back into neutral position, warrior two, straighten the front leg and turn the toes in. And then we're going to heel toe those feet in so they're not too long. Hands to hips to start. So traditional triangle with a little bit more lateral. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, push your right hand into your hip as you open up the left side body, leaning to the right into a lateral stretch. And then inhale, come back up. And exhale, hand to hip. Inhale the right arm up. Push the left hand into the hip as you exhale and lean into that side. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, bring your hand to your hip. Let's do that again. We're going to change the breathing. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, move into the lateral length. Inhale, stay here. Get a little longer. Exhale, pull the navel towards the back body. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hand to hip. Other side. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, push the hand into the hip. Now stay for the inhale. Get as long as you can. Stay for the exhale. Pull the abdomen in. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hand to hip. One more time. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale to the right. Stay for the inhale. Get a longer. Stay for the exhale. Navel in. One more time. Stay for the inhale. Push into that outer left foot. Exhale. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hand to hip. Last time, right side. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale. Inhale, stay. Get longer. Exhale, navel in for support. One more like that. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to hips. And then just take a moment. You can either leave the hands at the hips or arms by your side just to feel the opening of the side bodies. Maybe notice some spaciousness or warmth as we move some of those particles around, clearing up some of that chronic contraction. All right, and then we'll pivot on our feet and step to the front of the mat. Feet about hip distance apart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. And this time we're going to step the right leg back. Come into high lunge position. Fingers in a finger stand to start. Squeeze the inner thighs towards the midline and really get stable in the legs. And then press into the feet. Inhale, the arms reach up over the head. Interlace your fingers, index and thumb point up. If you can figure out the awkward way to do that, that's good for the brain. And then we're going to lean towards our left leg. So right lateral, our side body will open. So stay strong in that back supporting leg. You're lifting up and out through that heel. And send the breath into the right lung. One more. Now, you're going to come back to center, fingertips to the floor. We're going to shoot that left leg all the way up in the air and then open up. So stack left hip over right. And then you can bend the knee if you'd like and draw the heel to the glute, but absorb the tailbone in, lift the lower belly, stabilize the back body. Try to even hands and shoulders. Breathe deeply here. Whole side body opening, even all the way into the hip. And then you're going to straighten the leg, square the hip, bring the knee into your chest, and now lunge that foot to the fingertips. Again, we're setting up for Warrior Two stance. So it's heel to arch alignment. Come up through Warrior One, open hip and shoulder to the right Warrior Two. So make sure the stance is nice and long. Press into the ball of the front foot, outside edge of the back foot. Arms long, inhale here. Exhale, left forearm to thigh, right arm up and over the head. Inhale, reverse Warrior Two, back hand to thigh, and turn and look at that left palm. Again, exhale, left forearm down, right arm up and over the head. It becomes like a little dance here. Inhale, reverse it. 3 more with your breath, please. Each time, can you find just a little more space? Good. Last one. And then we're coming back to neutral with the spine. Straighten the leg and turn the toes in. Once again, you want to heel toe in so you're not quite too wide. About 3.5 feet max. Closer to 3. Hands to hips. Inhale the arms long to the here, and then take the left hand to the right foot. Now, you can point your fingertips towards your toes. You're rotating belly, chest, head, and neck. And then inhale your top arm towards what would be the front of your room. And then exhale, navel in, squeeze and rotate to the right. Do it again. Inhale, top arm reaches over the head. Feel like someone's pulling your fingers away from you. And then exhale, squeeze, ring out, rotate to the right. Again, inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Keep pressing to the outside edge of the foot. And now we're going to soften down the center. So just walk your hands back to the center. And then again, if you want to do that little massage, rubbing down the back of the leg, hold the ankles when you get down. Head and neck is relaxed. Feel the weight of the head, feel the weight of the head create traction for the spine. Lean into the balls of the feet a little bit. Lift the hips. One more. Good. Hands to hips. Press into the feet. Scoop the heart as you come all the way back up. Let the blood level out for a moment. If your stance got a little wide, make sure you heel toe in. Inhale the arms long. Exhale, right hand to left foot this time. So you're pointing your fingertips towards your toes. And then inhale the left arm up, rotating belly, then chest, then head and neck. Inhale the top arm toward the front of the room, whatever that is for you. And then exhale, squeeze and rotate deeper to the left. Again, inhale, over the head. Exhale, squeeze from the abdomen. Good, 3 more. One more. And then again, you're going to soften through the center. Let the hands go onto the back of the legs, slide them down. Hold on to the ankles or calves and just let the head be drawn towards the earth. No tension in the neck. You can even shake your head yes. Shake it no. Make sure it's loose. No rigidity. And then hands to hips, scoop your heart. Take your time to let the blood level out as you slowly come back up to standing. And this time we'll heel toe the feet all the way in. Just stand for a moment in Samastiti and feel. And just notice, once the sensation subsides, can you feel a little taller? A little more room? Even if at the very least you're just clearing out some mental space. Very nice. All right, we're going to step back to the front of our mats. And if you have a block, you're going to want to have one handy nearby. Big toes touching, space between the heels, or feet hip distance apart, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose. Flat back. Exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. And again, you can choose your way. Knees lowered or lifted, chaturanga. Inhale into cobra if the knees are down. Up dog if the knees are up. And exhale to downward facing dog. So just like we did before, we're going to have our feet together. Come onto the balls of the feet. And reach your left leg up in the air. Exhale the right heel down. Open up that hip as long and as spacious as you can get. And then square the hip and send it through. Foot to the fingertips. Spin the back foot flat. We're going to go back into that side angle. So come up through warrior one. Open hip and shoulder to the right. Inhale the arms long like warrior two. Exhale, start with that forearm on the thigh. Right arm either straight or up and over the head. Option two is to have the hand down to the floor. Again, arm straight or arm overhead. So you decide which one feels better for you. Keep pressing into your feet. If you prefer to take the arm out of it, you can rotate the hand behind you, having that shoulder bound. Keep pressing the outer foot from the fingertips or from the crown of the head. Now in a minute, we're going to go into half moon two. So you can look at the floor, have that block about 6 to 10 inches in front of that pinky toe. Now, traditionally, we keep the gaze at the sidewall as we move into half moon two. So if balance is an issue, I encourage you to keep your gaze down. But otherwise, having that gaze to the sidewall, press down into that left leg and reach the right leg up in the air. And then right arm straightens. And then you're flexing the back foot, pressing it away from the crown of your head. Breathe deeply here. Keep anchoring into that supporting leg. Navel hugs the back body on exhale. And if you're feeling really strong today, try taking the top arm over the head and making it even more of a lateral. So reaching the fingers away from the foot. One more breath here. And then see if you can come back into side angle. So either forearm on the thigh or right arm up and over the head or hand on the floor. And then inhale, come back up. Turn the toes in. Just take a moment to rest. Observe how you feel. Balance poses are really good for the mind. Heel toe your feet back to center. Step back to the front of your mat. And this time we will move the block over. We'll be preparing to do that half moon 2 on the other side. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose. Flat back. Exhale, stepper. Lightly hop back to plank position. Chaturanga your way. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. Okay, feet are together again. Balls of the feet. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale the left heel down. Stack the right hip over the left. Open up and get as much space as you can. And now square the hip. Send that foot through to the fingertips. We're going to come into that side angle again on this side. So come up through warrior 1. Open hip and shoulder to the left, warrior 2. Inhale, those arms are long. Right forearm then as you exhale onto the thigh. Left arm up and over the head. And we'll stay there. Pinky finger rotates towards the floor. Or you can bring the hand down to the floor if that's a better position for you. You can also keep the arms straight if that's easier on the heart. And that third option is if you want to take the shoulder out of it completely, you can just bind by letting the hand go to the sacrum. Or wiggle it between your shirt and thigh. So stay deep in the hips here. Keep pressing the foot away from the fingertips. Good, one more. Now again, we're going to take that hand onto the block 6 to 10 inches in front of the pinky toe. If you'd like, you could bring your left hand to your hip, but try that traditional way of keeping the gaze at the sidewall as you move into the posture. If balance is an issue, just have the gaze at the floor. And then that left arm up in the air. And keep pressing out through that back heel so it reaches away from the ground. Breathe deeply. If you want to make it a lateral, take the arm over the head. Couple more. Now, see if you can go back into that side angle pose. And then come up with the hand. Straighten the leg, turn the toes in. If you need to heel toe a little bit so it's not too wide, and just rest here. Feel the body softening, maybe surrendering some of the efforting it takes to stay stable in those balance poses, and just letting go. Regulate the breath. And if you want heel toe the rest of the way, we're going to go back to the front of our mat and make our way down to the floor. So inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose, flat back. And exhale, stepper, lightly hop back to plank position your way. Knees lowered or lifted for chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And then exhale to down dog. And we'll rest in child's pose like we did at the start, so knees to floor. Sit bones to heels, forehead to mat, and then as long as it's comfortable, just going into having the hands on the sacrum so that we're just letting the whole spine soften while the shoulders stay open.
Now settle in. Let gravity do its thing. Relax the heart. Slow the breath back down and return to that Ujjayi breathing. One more here. And then bring your fingers in a finger stand. Roll up to sitting on the heels. Bring your knees and feet together, so a tall spine. And just rest your hands comfortably in your lap. And let the rest of the blood just level out. Notice how you feel. Breathe deeply. All right, bring your hips to the right, legs out in front of you. We're going to straighten the left leg, but bring the right foot into the inner thigh. And have the stance slightly wide, so a wider janu, internal rotation of the thigh. Flex your left foot. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, rotate the navel over the leg and then soften into the forward fold. Now, if you can grab your calf or your ankle or your toes, that's ideal. On your inhale, you're going to hold on to something and extend your heart like you're in monkey pose, drawing the tips of the shoulder blades down your back. And then exhale and melt back over the leg. Again, inhale, you're leaning back. Create as much room and space as you can. And exhale, melt into it. Good, one more. Inhale. And exhale. And now we're going to stay. So once again, let your breath seek out the areas that are tight and at least get breath in there to open them up. If you've got a little more flexibility, you can reach around your foot. The left middle finger and thumb will wrap around the right wrist. And you'll feel here that this opens up the laterals just a little more. One more here. Now to come out, we'll take our time. Just slowly release the bind. Get to the point where your spine feels straight and then engage your arms in alignment with your ears. Press down into the back of the leg and into the hips to come the rest of the way up. And then exhale, bring your arms down by your side. And just take a moment. You can either have soft gaze or eyes closed. Just feel that sensation. Other side. Extend your right leg, take your left foot to the inner thigh. You're at a slight angle out. Internally rotate that leg, flex your right foot. Inhale, both arms up. Rotate the navel over the right leg, and then come down into the forward fold. Wherever your hands land, again, shin, ankle, foot, or toes, you want to try to grab something. Now inhale and lean back. Allow your chest to come forward like monkey pose, and then exhale and melt over the leg.
Again, inhale, you're leaning back, engaging the muscles of the back body, tips of the shoulder blades down the back, and then exhale and melt. Inhale. And exhale, now we'll stay. So use your breath to find those places. Use your intuition. And then if you feel like you've got a little more flexibility, you're going to reach around and middle finger and thumb will grab the opposite wrist. Feeling that left lateral, but both laterals really getting a nice deep stretch. One more. Now to come out of it, you're just going to very slowly come up until you feel like your spine is straight, and then bring the arms in alignment with the ears. Come the rest of the way up, and exhale, arms by your side. Just take a moment. Good. Legs straight for Pashimotonasana. Internally rotate the thighs. If you feel that you need some support by lifting your sit bones up on a blanket, please take it, specifically for this pose. We're moving into Paraviruti Pashimotonasana, so inhale, the arms are going to reach up. And then exhale and forward fold, softening over the legs. So just like that other posture we were in, if you'd like for a moment to lift the head, lift the chest, create a little bit of a monkey pose, and then melt back down into it. And do that a few times till you feel like you have a nice seal. You can do that with your breath. Sometimes I even wiggle into that a little deeper and then melt back down. And then once you get into a relatively comfortable position, you can stay there and let the body acclimate. It takes about 30 seconds for the body to acclimate. Keep engaging the thighs. Keep rotating the inner thighs towards the floor. One more breath here. Now you can just stay in this posture if that's enough for you. If you want to go a little deeper, make sure the legs are together. And now left elbow goes to the outside of the right calf. Try to keep your feet level. And you can either let your left palm face straight up or grab onto the pinky toe pad side of the foot. Now, you can just keep the fingers in a finger stand and work on extending the spine, rotating the navel to the right. You can reach the right arm up in the air if you'd like, and just bind with the elbow and stay there. Or you can take the right arm over your head. Excuse me. That's where the lateral comes in. And then you can reach for the pinky toe side of the foot and just breathe there. So whatever position you're in, inhale, exhale. Find those areas that are tight. Send some breath there.
Don't push it. Be gentle. Two more breaths, nice and deep. You definitely created the space for this today, so it's there. And then the right arm can go back up in the air. You can unwind. Take a moment to find center. So you want to soften back into it, let the body adjust. Once again, you want to feel that the body has softened into the posture into the point where it's comfortable. And then we're going to take the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Left calf. You can have the palm facing the floor, facing open, or you can grab for the pinky toe pad of the foot. Start with the fingers in a finger stand and actively rotate the navel to the left. So you're manipulating some of that deep fascial tissue in the back body. Breathe into it. Well, you can take the left arm up in the air, or arm over the head and grab for the pinky toe pad of the foot. No matter which position you're in, breathe. Send the breath into the areas that feel tight. Head is relaxed, so no tension there. Long, deep Ujjayi breaths right into those areas of tension. One more. And then you're going to slowly unwind. Take your time. Find that center and just melt back into it. Now again, we're going to walk our fingers back till our spine feels straight. And then bring the arms in alignment with the ears, activating the back body. Come the rest of the way up. And then exhale, Dandasana, hands beside the hips. Just press down into the floor. Stretching through the wrists, the forearms, the upper arms, sending any tension from the shoulders down to the hands. Keep the legs strong, feet strong. Just that neutral position. And then we'll gently come down onto our backs, preparing for Shavasana. I'll do a few closing poses first, but if you want to put some socks back on or sweaters, if you're in a cool room, now would be a good time to do that. And start to rock just a little bit from side to side on the spine. So just making sure that we're rolling over the spine and the back of the ribs, and again, all that fascial tissue that we were working with. And then hands on top of the knees. Inhale the knees away from you to arm's distance. And exhale, knees back to chest. So just some Apanasana. Inhale, knees away to arm's distance. And exhale, back to chest. And the lighter you can be on the hands, the more you'll use the core, but also feel the heaviness in the hips. And that massage over the sacral bone feels really good. And then you've got a couple options here. You can keep the legs straight with the feet flexed and just rest here. So this is your Supta Dandasana. Or you can come into a modified or full Viparita Karani. So Viparita Karani Mudra has your your hands holding up your hips, and your legs are more at a diagonal.
And I always find that that gives me a little bit of sensation in the back of my elbows, so I prefer to put a block underneath my hips and let the block do that work for me. So you can come into bridge first, come onto the balls of the feet, slide the block underneath your hips, and then take your legs straight up in the air. So no matter what position you're in, making sure that you're comfortable, and that should take no effort to hold up the legs. So this posture can be very calming and soothing for the nervous system. And let the weight of the legs start to feel light, all the burden that they carry for us. Feel the blood rushing to the heart and to the brain. Notice the mind getting quiet. Just a few more here. And now slowly take one leg down and then the other. Take your block out from underneath your sacrum, and one vertebrae at a time, melt the spine down into the mat. And you can go right into Shavasana from there. So final relaxation, legs are a little wider than hip distance apart, arms are down by your side, palms face up. Your shoulder blades are going to tuck underneath you so that it feels like the heart is open. All that work that we've done to create space in the body through the practice today. And then let gravity again do its work. Just let it take the heaviness, absorb it into the earth, and leave us feeling that freedom and that spaciousness that is that indicator of health. Free and open body, space between the cells, calm and clear mind. And all of that giving us access to the knowledge and experience of who we are when we don't have form. And that ultimate freedom that's there. So very slowly begin to deepen your breath. Trace the breath as it comes back into the body. Notice the freedom with which it can move. And begin to run your fingers across your thumbs, wiggle your toes, and rotate your wrists and ankles in one direction and then the other. And without rushing in any way, just gently draw your knees into your chest. Take a moment there, and then curl to your right side into fetal position. Arm under the head as a pillow. And placing the hand into the earth, slowly come back up into seated. Head and neck heavy, eyes closed as you come up. If you want to prop your sit bones up, please do. And then just feel your tall spine and your relaxed body. Again, the goal today of the practice, our intention, was really to create space in the laterals, along the side bodies, but to give us the feeling of internal space and expansion. So we're just going to end with that body scan one more time just to see what changes took place. And so just together, starting at the crown of the head, you can move down the body on your own at your own pace. See what's changed. Maybe the awareness moves faster this time as there's more room. And no rush, but starting to get towards the base of the body. And when you finish, you can bring your hands to your heart and bow your head to your hands. Go back to the intention we set and trust that you could absorb what you could today. And just grateful, offering that gratitude for this practice and all the healing benefits that we get from it, including the awareness of areas that we need to pay attention to and focus on. So let's seal the practice with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Deep inhale. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for this opportunity to share yoga with you. Please like, subscribe to the channel. And also in the description is a link to the Patreon account if you'd like to offer a donation for class. Thank you so much. Namaste.